FNAF 2, we see Toy Chica on the show stage, and she has his normal eyes, eyelids, and even her as she leaves the stage, her eyes, and more mysteriously, her beak. Which leads the question, why would she be removing her beak and seemingly her eyes? While the real reason why her beak is missing may completely shock you, and you're not going to want to miss any of this. Because let's not forget, she only removes her beak after hours, when seemingly no one else is around. And just on a point to note, I'm talking about the actual Toy Chica, not the love taste Toy Chica all you other FNAF fans enjoy.
Did someone invite me to a party?
Now, something which is extremely interesting is no other Chica in the entire FNAF franchise removes their beak. Toy Chica is the only one which can physically remove it. Sure, you can say Glamrock Chica has her beak removed, but that's forcibly removed and damaged. She's not taking it off of her own free will. Toy Chica, on the other hand, makes a conscious decision to remove her beak, but we don't know why. And let's not forget the eye situation, because many people believe she's actually removing her eyes. Well, let's solve that first, because she's actually not removing her eyes at all. Well, believe it or not, it's actually a technique we've seen throughout the FNAF franchise, and it's called Silver Eyes. Now, let me explain. Basically, it shows the animatronics as a sign of possession. They switch the lights off in their eyes, and they're left with a white glow, hence the name Silver Eyes. So already we've solved the mystery of her removing her eyes. She doesn't remove her eyes, the power is just out, and the white glow is her basically possessing the animatronic. And when I say her, I actually mean the soul inside of the animatronic. That was relatively straightforward to solve. However, her removing her beak requires a lot more digging into the lore and a more thorough explanation, because there could actually be a really dark meaning. Now, Chica is the only animatronic which is associated with eating, because if you remember, the original Chica had a bib that read "Let's eat," whereas Toy Chica actually has a bib which says "Let's party." And like the original Chica, she always appears with a tiny pizza slice or confetti, or obviously with Carl the Cupcake or Mr. Cupcake. So could one of the reasons why she's removing her beak after hours actually be to go and eat food? I mean, in Security Breach, we obviously see Glamrock Chica eating out of trash, eating bins, eating pizza, literally eating junk food. So could she be removing her beak when she leaves the stage to go and find food and eat it? Well, we know that isn't the case, because she leaves the stage, removes her beak, and comes looking for the night guard. Sure, you could say she maybe stops off in the kitchen, takes a little snack along the way, but I don't think that is the reason, because her beak actually has teeth in it. She won't need to remove her beak in order to eat any type of food. She can simply put it in her beak, nom 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 away, and down the little endoskeleton it goes, just like Glamrock Chica. Now, what is extremely interesting, in Ultimate Custom Night and Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery, Toy Chica is obviously shown to be really flirtatious, sadistic, while she is also curiously aware that she knows she is missing her beak. So it's not as if she believes it's still there, it's fallen off and she hasn't noticed. She consciously knows her beak is missing because she says this voice line.
Where's my beak? Lodged in your forehead, of course.
Now, immediately, a lot of people would jump to the conclusion that she caused the bite of 87. You know, lodging her beak in the protagonist's forehead, frontal lobe, exactly what the phone guy says. I mean, her dialogue matches up perfectly with the events that happen in FNAF 2. It makes sense, right? She attacked a guard, her beak was lodged in a frontal lobe, she's missing her beak throughout FNAF 2, because all of this is extremely important and something I'll come back to later. Because let's not forget, when we see her on stage, she still has her beak. And then when she leaves, then she takes it off. But like I said, I'll come back to that later. Now, one thing which has left me extremely puzzled is when she does remove her beak, her actual jaw, head, whatever you want to call it, teeth, they don't move. She hasn't got a jawline. She can't move her jaw up and down. It's physically a plastic head. So her mouth is going to stay the same size no matter what. She doesn't move it. Whereas her beak would be able to move. She'd be able to open and close it, chomp, 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 inflict more damage. So in her removing her beak, she removes the ability to actually close her jaw. Doesn't make sense, right? Why would she remove her one weapon which can clearly do damage, and she even mentions it in Ultimate Custom Night? Something is amiss here. Now, FNAF 4 had a series of minigames, and in Night 3, you can actually play the minigame where it opens and says 2 days until the party. These are the minigames which happen at the end of night, and they take you back to 1983, and the player controls the crying child, who we all know becomes the bite victim of 83, not to be confused with the bite of 87! Now, in the Night 3 minigame, the boy will come across a girl with action figures of the toy animatronics. One of these toy figurines is actually Toy Chica, and something which is extremely interesting is the fact she's missing her beak. Now, there are several things to note here. One, these are the toy animatronics before 1987, clearly showing us that the toy animatronics in FNAF 2 were based on the actual toy figurine animatronics in 1983, hence the name Toy Chica, Toy Foxy, etc., because they were based on the toy figurines of 1983. Now, you might think that's just purely coincidence. Well, I think not, because Scott Cawthon himself actually posted on his site, in the FNAF 4 minigame section, why is Toy Chica missing her beak? And that right there is giving us a massive hint. He wants us to ask the question and wants us to find out why she's missing her beak. This now just makes things even more extremely interesting and us finding out the correct answer. And then it got me thinking, if these toy figurines were made in 1983 before the toy animatronics in 1987, why was she missing her beak? And then it hit me. They made the toy to have a detachable beak, like an action figure where you'd have detachable pieces. It then makes sense with Mangle, because Mangle was also seen in the bedroom in FNAF 4 in pieces. The figurine of Mangle was already in pieces, indicating that it was made to be disassembled, and they remake Mangle exactly like the toy version, where kids would come into the pizzeria, disassemble Mangle, rebuild Mangle as they saw fit. And the same goes for Chica. They made her beak to be detachable just like the toy version. They were literally mimicking the figurines of 1983 to be interactive with children. Maybe not the beak of Chica, because that doesn't make sense, because she's seen with her beak on the stage and then removes it after hours when no one's around. But something isn't quite right and isn't adding up. That voice line from Ultimate Custom Night, where she says she buried her beak in someone's forehead, indicating she wouldn't remove it by choice if she was going to attack someone. I mean, she wouldn't make that up. She clearly attacked someone with her beak. So why wouldn't she just do so again? Why is she removing her beak to come after the guard in FNAF 2? I mean, no other Chica takes off their beak. Now, I'd also like to point something out in the reason for design choice, not for lore choice. In an interview with Darko, Scott Cawthon himself actually said that they wanted to make Toy Chica more scary. So they decided after she would leave the stage, they would design her without a beak to make her look more scary. But that doesn't answer the lore question, it simply answers the design choice. And let's be honest, because if they did that for Toy Chica, why the hell didn't they do that for Toy Bonnie? Have you seen him? The guy isn't scary at all. But then I thought back on everything. The evidence clearly suggests Chica did attack someone and bury her beak in someone's frontal lobe. We know her beak was made to be detachable, and she removes it after she starts moving and leaves the stage. And then it hit me. After the bite of 87, the animatronics were no longer allowed to wander around the building during the day. The management actually decided to limit their free roam mode to nighttime only, so as to prevent their servos from locking up. And this is even stated by Phone Guy in FNAF 2. This now explains why she's locked to the stage. So when she leaves the stage, an automatic kick-in mechanism will occur, releasing her beak from her face, falling to the floor. Hence why her beak has now been removed after she leaves the stage. It's highly likely, because she was made for her beak to be detachable anyway, that Fazbear Entertainment put in a code that if she's to move off that stage, her beak just falls off, becomes detachable, in a safeguard to stop her from attacking anyone else. Well, we literally know that they have to roam around in the night for their servers not to lock up, because that's what the Phone Guy said.
They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up, they get turned off for too long.
So when she leaves the stage, her beak falls off as an automatic kick-in. Completely makes sense. But unfortunately, as everybody knows, that isn't going to stop Chica from attacking the night guard. In fact, it would probably make for an even more gruesome death, because she's unable to move her jawline. She would simply be ramming her head into the victim, trying to get her teeth to crush skull, and I wouldn't even want to think about it. She'd be forcibly trying to fit someone's head inside of her jaw, which again doesn't open or close. So in actual fact, the reason why her beak was being removed when she leaves the stage was a design choice by Fazbear Entertainment. We know the real in-world design choice was by Scott, but the in-game lore reason would have to be Fazbear Entertainment. All the evidence just matches and stacks up. But then we have FNAF Security Breach Glamrock Chica with her beak removed and her voice box. Why? She can even be heard crying in some stages. I mean, why would a robot animatronic actually be heard crying? And what is it even more interesting is she only does this when no one's around. And I haven't even spoke about when she gets decommissioned and she starts making noises. What could they even mean? Well, I've uncovered all of this in my other videos, and I highly recommend you check them out after this one. I'm Twisted from Twisted Animatronic. Stay safe out there, superstars.